Alright, going for a little morning walk here. I got a little bit of work done so far. Have a couple client meetings coming up in about an hour, and I really need to review one of their materials before I get on the call. Otherwise, I'm going to look like an asshole. All right, I got some pizza. No big deal. Nothing to see here. Nothing to. All right, so it is May the 4th. Either way, I kind of missed the beginning of this month, and so I thought it'd be fun to do two things. Number one is pull a few tarot cards, and so pull a few tarot cards. I've been loving this 3-card spread, and it's basically theme, and then challenge or obstacle, and then insight that you should be taking the perspective of, or insight that you should be on the lookout for to navigate those challenges or obstacles. And so my question is going to be for the month of May. Oh, well, I thought it'd be super fun. I have these cards called Spark from... Here's Spark from Seek Discomfort, another YouTube channel. You know what? And I really like this. They're cards that are meant to create connection between people. You're meant to kind of pull them out and ask strangers, but it's also really great, I think, for asking other people that you care about in your life. So I thought it'd be fun to like share these cards with you on a regular basis. So hopefully it's not too boomy in here because there's not a lot of padding, so I'll just try and talk quietly. But be honest, how are you really feeling? How are you really feeling? That's going to be the card, and we'll draw 3 cards from this, and perhaps use this as a lens to look into how are you feeling? How are you really feeling, if you're honest? And I'm just going to try and let the cards pop out of place here. Pop out. Okay, this is too many cards, but we'll take one of them. Okay, and we'll just keep that down. That'll be the theme card. This one popped out to me as the obstacle. And let's go another one here. Let's just do the top one here. Okay, so for our theme, for how are you really feeling? So again, use this as a way to look into your feelings, look inward. And I'll say, how are you feeling? How are you really feeling in the month of May? And the theme is Temperance. Wow, awesome. I don't think I've pulled this card before, so I'm not super familiar with it, but it is one of the major arcana, card 14. And then the obstacle or the challenge will be the Knight of Cup, okay? And this is a beautiful card right there. Let's see, there you go, nice and beautiful. And then the third card, which is the insight to look for, is the 3 of Swords. This is really interesting. I've only pulled this card one other time. It was with my friend Meg, who, if you can watch that video, I don't think I'll be able to tag it, but it's right here. Just kidding. Might be there. But you can search up other tarot readings that I've done, and I think you'll see it. This thing is tarot reading with friends. So the theme, be honest, how are you feeling? How are you really feeling? Theme is Temperance, and what I'm taking away from this, there's a fiery red, a kind of yellow sunlit dragon, and then a blue dragon. They both have this shared sort of orb, and then there's this angel who is holding the orb together. There's, I believe, it looked like this little dragon down here was holding a scale, but I don't think it is a scale. I think it's just some chains, some jewelry, sitting on a tree, perhaps the tree of life. And I think the theme might be that there will be much, this is for me, like what I'm seeing in myself, how am I really feeling, is there is this fire and ice fighting together, and it feels like I'm trying to hold the two pieces together, as opposed to letting them fight forever against one another. I'm trying to find my purpose lately. And now the obstacle, the Knight of Cups. So the cups often I feel are like celebratory, but this card feels a little different because this knight, he's riding a unicorn, and he has, I guess it looks like almost like a water helmet to help him from getting crashed down on these waves. And the three, oh, it looks like maybe four. It looks like the four like seamstresses here. I'm just calling them seamstresses. I guess they're sirens, but they're surrounding this golden chalice, and they seem very ghost-like, very wispy, sort of like the three sisters from Hercules. And that's sort of what I'm getting from this. It's like, be careful not to. It's either be careful or you will be facing grave challenges. And then inside the waves here, there are little, spirits, and one of them has their hand out like this, as if to stop. So, and then it does appear that he's looking towards the chalice. So perhaps it's to be careful about what your goals are, and to make sure that you're following destiny and not lust or greed. And then the Three of Swords is this beautiful swan kind of singing her last song, and the heart is far removed from the swan. There's a sword going right through her heart. It's kind of solidarity. Also, maybe the insight I'm taking away from this is like, put your heart out for the world to see, even at the risk of being stabbed through it, because it'll be better to have lived following your dreams, lived out there in life, fighting for your life, fighting for your heart, than it would be to resist that. So be honest. How are you really feeling? So that was my interpretation, and I'm going to read from the book here when it comes to Temperance. So this is again the theme card. She gathers herself, reaches within for the calm center, that place of balance. From her center she feels the dragon and phoenix stirring. They twine about one another. They embrace in a sinuous twisting of scale and feather until it seems that one melts into the other. They coil around each other in a timeless battle for supremacy. Choreographed in an elegant waltz of give and take, push and pull, they swirl about her in a maelstrom that assaults the senses. Like a maestro, she watches over and reins in one or the other when she senses any imbalance, so the harmony is maintained. Earth and sky, fire and water, male and female, summer's warmth and lush growth, and winter's chill bends bearing down. These opposites flow one into the other in the cyclical and endless push of yin and yang. They are perfectly balanced one against one another. In fact, they are given purpose and definition by the existence of diametric opposites. Without water, fire rages utterly unchecked and all-consuming, burning itself out eventually in a terrible conflagration. And without fire, the water are lightless and drowning, flooding, until there's only a still, silent mirror of nothing. By defining each other's limits, they both become imbued with life and become giving, tempered to coexist in just the right balance. For too much of one and the other will be smothered. the meaning, harmony, equilibrium, balancing of opposites, healing, moderation of extremes, self-restraint, harnessing absolute forces and reining them in to be wielded to a purpose. Holding opposites apart from one another denies their power of unity. By drawing them together to merge in a measured fashion and understanding what one bestows upon the other, a beautiful synthesis can be created. Sometimes all that holds the two apart is a wall of belief. Being flexible and understanding that there is more than one way to perceive the world can go a long way towards breaking down that invisible wall. All right, let's move on to the Knight of Cups. The unicorn is a child of the sea, born of foam and restless waves, searching with the wild abandon of the surf. Only those with purity of heart may lay a hand upon such a creature, much less ride upon her back. The Knight of Cups is her companion on the eternal quest. The two of them are alone on this mystical journey. He is the Knight of the Round Table, on the grand quest for the Grail. He is the romantic who seeks where his heart and emotions lead. He is the artist and the musician and the poet whose eyes see into the unseen nether realms of imagination. He is the idealist who will not let mere physical laws stop him from riding with reckless abandon across the wave tops of his journey. The Knight of Cups follows his dreams. He lets the intuition guide him on his journey. Sea sprites and foamy sylphs tell him of the wonders far beyond the explored lands, and he yearns to follow those spirits and see with his own eyes. The Golden Grail embodies the perfection he yearns for. He knows if he remains honest and faithful and follows the truth that his heart speaks, that he can one day taste from that cup. The waves churn in his wake, and he does not know nor care what lurks below the sapphire waves. He only sees the beauty that sparkles in the spraying droplets. Wow, I think I interpreted that card a little bit off. After reading through that, I feel that I am the artist, the musician, the poet. And the challenge will be to remain honest and faithful and follow the truths that my heart speaks. Here, the grand strength and beauty of a swan is brought down by betrayal. She mourns with blood, tears for that wounding of the heart. She is far from a helpless creature. She will fight ferociously to defend herself or her young, and yet there is no sign of struggle. Perhaps she bared herself as a sacrifice. She stepped forth alone and laid down her defenses. Was it anguish and grief that brought her down? There's grief and heartbreak in the Three of Swords. There's a feeling of loneliness, separation, and anxiety and isolation. There's no one to give solace or lend a hand. Has everyone deserted in this time of greatest need? The world abandons and betrays by turning its back on the destruction of beauty and the rending of a fragile emotional state. Overcoming the pain, the weeping of the heart is perhaps a necessary cleansing. Let that torment drain away. Be purified of the black blood, and then lift up white wings to dance with the sky once again. And that's the insight that I'll take away. You know, you can go ahead and just like and subscribe if you liked this reading. If you like my videos, it really means a lot to me. I'm trying to grow the channel to the next milestone, which would be 10,000. We're only 8,500 away, which, you know, crazier things have happened.